LeetCode 2161 partition array according to a given pivot. So we are given a 0 indexed integer array called nums. So an integer called pivot. We need to rearrange nums such that the conditions are satisfied. So it says the first condition, every element less than pivot appears before element greater than pivot. So less than pivot appears before every element greater than pivot, and every element equal to pivot appears in between the element. Those are less than and greater than pivot, and the relative order of the elements less than pivot and greater than pivot are maintained. So basically we have got this 9, 12, 5, 10, 14, 3 and 10. So these are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are total 7 elements. Okay. So my answer over here will also have 7 elements. Okay. Now it says the elements less than pivot. So if I see the element less than pivot, so 9 is less than pivot since my pivot is 10, followed by 12. So I create a less than pivot and a greater than. Let me show you. So 9 is less than pivot, 12 is greater than pivot, 5 is less than pivot, 10 is equal to pivot, followed by 14 which is greater than pivot, followed by 3 which is less than pivot, and then 10. So when we have to return the answer, the left side pivot, the left side elements should be in the order as they were in the original nums array. So this should be 9, 5, 3, followed by elements equal to pivot, followed by the greater elements. So this is my answer. So I will show you how to solve. So this is 9, 12, 5, 10, 14, 3 and 10. Okay. So my first step would be to count elements which are less than pivot, equal to pivot and greater than pivot. So we start 9 which is less than pivot, 12 which is, I'll write over here, my pivot is 10. Then comes 12 which is greater than pivot, 5 which is less than pivot, 10 which is equal to pivot, 14 which is greater than pivot, 3 which is less than pivot, 10 which is equal to pivot. So we have got less than pivot elements, the total number being 3, and equal to pivot we have got 2 elements, and greater than pivot we have got 2 elements. Okay. So this is our first step, that is count number of elements. Okay. Now if we take an answer array, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it has got 7 elements. Okay. Now we put the indices of each. So we are aware the less than element. So let I be the starting index for less than element. So it is obvious that the less than element. So my I, j and k. So my I is the starting, or maybe not starting. So this is used to fill less than element, and j is used to fill equal to element, and k is used to fill greater than elements. From this data over here, we are sure that there are 3 elements which are less. So over here the 3 lesser elements will be here. Then it says equal to, we have got 2 elements over here, and then greater than, so we have got 2 elements here. So our next step would be start iterating over here. So we have got 9. So this is, we create 3 iterators, I, j and k. So for I will be used to put values which are less than the pivot, j for equal to pivot, and k for greater than pivot. So my I will definitely start from 0. Okay. And my j will start from here, which is 3, which is equal to this number over here, that is L. Okay. And my k, which tells the greater than pivot elements, this will start from number 5, which is L plus E. So this is L plus E. So my I will fill the elements which are less than pivot, j will fill the elements which are equal to pivot, and k will fill the elements which are greater than pivot. So I start iterating. So this is 9. So this is less than pivot. So I put 9 and increment my I, followed by 12, which is greater than pivot. So I put 12 over here and increment my k, followed by 5, which is less than pivot. So this is 5, and my iterator I goes ahead. Then comes 10, which is equal to pivot. So I have 10 over here, and then my j pointer goes ahead, followed by 14, which is greater than pivot. So this is 14, and my k pointer goes out. Then comes 3. So this is less than pivot, and then my I pointer goes ahead. then comes 10, which goes here, and my j pointer goes ahead. So we are able to solve this. So we are able to fill according to the desired requirements. So I will code in Rust. My first task is to create variables which will create a count of the elements which are less than pivot, equal to pivot, and more than pivot. Okay, now I will write the loop that will count these elements. So it says if num is less than pivot, my task would be L plus equal to 1, that is increment L. Else if num is equal to pivot, my task would be to increment equal to by 1, and the third case, that is it is greater than pivot, so I increment G. Now we have to create pointers. So the pointer for storing elements less than starts from 0. Then comes let mutable pointer J that stores the elements equal to pivot, but it starts from L as discussed before. And then comes pointer K which stores elements greater than pivot. It starts from L plus E. Okay, now we iterate over the given nums vector. So if my num is less than pivot, I'll be using the I pointer. So I'll create answer of I is equal to num, okay, followed by else if. So my else if is num is equal to pivot, and my task would be here to increment I as well. So if this is equal to pivot, my answer of J would be equal to num, and I need to increment J as well. Okay, and my third case, that is it is greater than pivot, so I will use answer of K is equal to num and increment K likewise, and then I will return answer. So answer is basically a vector, so I create a mutable vector called answer. So it is of the same size. I initialize all elements initially with 0, so it is as the same size of length, sorry, nums array. Let me run this. So I get error somewhere, less than equal to, okay, so I put this as G. Public function pivot array vector of type 32. Let me see what the error is. So I don't require a semicolon over here. Now I submit it. It should pass all test cases.